Hi, my YouTube friends. Um, I wanted to make a video today. I'm trying to do this in my bedroom. It's going to be, I promised I would talk about menopause, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And then I'm going to do a doll video by showing one of my dolls that I have here in my bedroom. I actually have several dolls. Pretty much, you can find a doll in almost any room in my house, but so today we're going to look at a doll in my room. But first I'm going to talk about Madopause. I call it Madopause instead of menopause because I tend to, since I've been going through the change, I get mad really easily. And actually, I kind of like getting mad because previously I was a very emotional person, and you could definitely, if you said I cried at the drop of a hat, you wouldn't be lying. But now I'm, rather than cry, I'm getting mad. So that's one symptom I'm seeing of menopause. I'm lucky I'm not really having hot flashes, though it's really hot in Pennsylvania. It's still hot. It's like summer. We had a few days of reprieve. We had some nice cool weather, and now it's back to being miserably hot. And tonight, Saturday night, it's supposed to get cool, so I'm hoping that's true because I'm miserable in the hot weather. Uh, I just saw my gynecologist this week, and I said, you know, I don't really think I'm having hot flashes. And she said, you'd know. She said, what I'm just hot, because for me outside it's too hot, so I'm hot. But so that's what I'm experiencing so far. My cycles are about 90 days apart, about 3 months apart. So when you've gone through a whole year without a period, then you can say, yes, I've successfully passed through menopause. So that I'm not up to that point yet. So as I get more experiences and symptoms and so on, I'll share them with you and we can talk about it. And maybe you'll have ideas about maybe products that help or things that you do that help. And that would be good to put it out there. So I wanted to just briefly bring it up, put it out there because I did promise we would talk, and I do want to talk about that as time goes on. Now, I got a mini haul. Now, when I first started doing these videos, because I was going to kind of focus on skincare, I decided it would be a good idea not to wear makeup. It would be hypocritical to wear makeup if I'm going to talk about skincare. But then, if you look at my first video, it is scary. Take the children and the pets out of the room, please. They'll have nightmares. So I decided I'm going to have to wear makeup for every video. Now, as I'm wearing makeup, as I don't usually wear makeup every day, such as eye makeup every day, as I was wearing eye makeup 2 and 3 days in a row, I found that what I was using to remove the eye makeup was really irritating my eyes to the point where I had to take a break from makeup for a few days, which is part of the reason why I couldn't make a video the last few days. So I have tried Neutrogena pads. They irritate my eyes. I tried Almay, very gentle eye makeup liquid. It's like I could take acid off my daughter's bike with that stuff. I didn't want to spend any more money on drugstore eye makeup removers because by the time I finished trying all these other removers, I could have gotten something more high-end that probably would work the first time. That would cost probably less than all these drugstore removers that I'm trying. So I broke down and I went down to Macy's today. My son had to go to a bar mitzvah, which I took him to, and I took him to the ceremony because I like to keep an eye on him and make sure he behaves, and also I enjoy the ceremony myself. So when I was finished and he was going on his way to the party, I went down to Macy's. And I talked to the lady, talked to the clerk, and I got myself this. Here's my camera placement again. Clinique. There we go. Clinique Naturally Gentle Eye Makeup Remover. So this is part of my mini haul. I'm going to try this. It's a cream. I have a feeling it's going to work out for me. So I will let you know. I'll do a video of products I like and products I don't like, and it'll be in one or the other. And then I broke down and I got this. And here we go again. Dramatically Different moisturizing gel, okay? Now, I used to buy Clinique quite often. I don't buy it as often. I haven't really bought anything for a long time. But I'd buy, like, you know, maybe, I don't know, a lipstick or a mascara, and then they'd have these little promotions, and you'd get sample lipsticks, and you'd always get that little tiny bottle of dramatically different moisturizing lotion. Now, if you have oily skin, and I did all my life, I was always battling the oil. But I would find that would come in handy if I actually peeled somewhere, which didn't happen often, but happened occasionally. And if I peeled, I'd use that something from that little tiny bottle, and it worked great. It didn't break me out. You're going to get sick of hearing that. This product didn't break me out, and that product didn't break me out. So I broke down and I got this. Now I talked to the lady, and she said, this is the gel. Sorry, I'm having a horrible time with this. This is the gel, and she said, since I have most of my skin is oily, she said it would probably work the best for me. So I'm going to try it out. And I always had success with the little sample I had. And it would last me years, this little tiny bottle. And I just threw out one that I had used for years. And so I broke down and bought the whole bottle. But it wasn't as expensive as you'd think. And I'll put that down below. But what I paid today was, I paid $24 for the, I think for the dramatically different gel. Yeah, for the dramatically different moisturizing gel, I paid $24. For the cream gentle eye makeup remover, I paid $16.50. And all in all, I paid $42.93 because we have tax in Pennsylvania, so I had to pay $2.43 tax. But if I had been in New Hampshire and I didn't have the tax, I would have paid $40.50, which brings it down to $20.25 per item, and that's about what I pay for a Vino moisturizer. So I really didn't get ripped off. I really didn't spend a lot of money, and if, of course, if the products are terrific, which it probably will be, I definitely didn't get ripped off. So that's my mini haul, and that's my very brief video chat about menopause, or what I like to refer to as Madopause. Now it's time for topics. Did I get that in there? I think I did. Okay, I have a doll in my room. I'm a collector of vintage dolls, which I think I've mentioned, which are dolls from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, vinyl, plastic. I'm not a big porcelain doll. I'm definitely not a big antique porcelain doll collector. I do have porcelain dolls, but I don't have a lot of them. But this one doll I have, she's all porcelain from head to toe. Usually a doll is partially porcelain, you know, like the body is usually made out of cloth. She's all porcelain. I walked into a doll shop in Virginia several years ago, and I saw her and I went, oh my God, that is the exact spit image of Dare Wright when she was an 8-year-old child and her mother painted her portrait. Now you're going to say, oh, well, who the heck is Dare Wright? Well, Dare Wright is a woman who was an artist, and her mother was a portrait artist. She was creative, she was flamboyant, she was eccentric. She lived in New York City, and probably she's best known for these children's books that she wrote in the 1960s. And she took photographs of a doll she had from her childhood and bears that were given to her, and she made up stories about the two bears and the doll. And the first book she wrote was called The Lonely Doll. She wrote another book, A Gift from the Lonely Doll. I've got Edith and Mr. Bear. Her mother's name was Edith, and the doll's name is Edith. And if you want to learn more about her, I have the biography, but I couldn't put my hands on it, but it's probably illegal to show it anyway. But the biography is The Secret Life of the Lonely Doll, The Search for Dare Wright. It was published in 2005 by Jean, and the author is Jean Nathan. You can get it, you can find it on Amazon.com. And I just Googled it up, and it was $10.20 for a new one. So if you're interested, or go to your local library and look for that book. It explains her whole life. Kind of lived, I'm not going to say a lot about it, parts of it are kind of controversial, but I was impressed by what she did with the photography with the dolls and the bears. And when her mother, as I said, was a portrait artist, she painted a portrait of her. when she was 8 years old, and this doll looks just like her. So she's supposed to be Debbie and her bears, but I call her Dare. So now I'm going to bring the laptop over here and see if I can get a picture of her for you, and hopefully it's going to work out. There she is. She's full size, and she has little bears connected to her. And there's the book, one of the books, Edith and Mr. Bear. And that's the paperback. That's the paperback version of one of her books. I have one of them. So you can get those on Amazon too. So if you're interested, take a look at that. I know in our local library you can get the Lonely Doll books, and my daughter and I have taken them out many times, and we really, being doll collectors, we really enjoyed looking at them. So if you're interested, take a look. I'll put the information down below. A quick Saturday video. I hope you all have a great day, and thank you to my 7 subscribers, and thank you to my relatives who made accounts and logged on for me and became subscribers for me, my husband and my niece Peggy. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a super day and a super weekend.